They say I'm bipolar. Sure I am. I can go through a range of emotions like sadness, euphoria, frustration, everything in the span of a few hours. There are times when I'm a complete emotional wreck, with fears and guilt and insecurities. And there are times when the smallest of incentives will make me euphoric. So yes, I am bipolar. The most important thing I found for myself was to avoid self-pity. And it wasn't very difficult because the moment I found out that I was bipolar, the most important things for me were my independence and my dignity, which meant that I did not want to be dependent on anybody for anything. I did not want their pity. And most importantly, I did not want to impinge on those who love me the most by being dependent on them. So what I found was that if I made a strong image of myself that I myself could believe in, as well as people around me could believe in, it became a lot easier for me to live up to that image rather than give in to the whims of my emotions. The other one very important thing for me was to enroll people in my life to be there for me and support me in the way that I needed. Very early on, we all figured out that what I did not want was pity, was advice, suggestions, criticism. These things just did not help and they made things worse. All I needed from them was for them to be there and maybe even discuss the situation with me until I myself came upon the realization that, helped me come off that episode. The other important thing was knowing my biggest trigger, which was emotional stress. To avoid it, I completely had to change my lifestyle. So I moved out of the cities, came to a place like Goa, simplified my life completely, but most importantly, changed my personality so that it was less judgmental, more aware of my own responses, more tolerant, more patient, and most importantly, I developed a sense of humor. Of course, the most critical part of being bipolar is getting through one of the episodes when you have them. And for me, the mantra that goes on in my mind is that this too shall pass. I keep reminding myself that I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, not because there's really something terribly wrong with my life or myself, but there is a chemical imbalance in my body. And that gives me a slight level of detachment that makes sure that I never go completely down that road. On the other hand, I also do have a crutch, which is my work. My work totally appeals to my intellectual side, which kind of helps me overcome these emotional upheavals. But there are also times when even that doesn't work. And when that happens, it's really just about waiting it out. It's about taking one small step at a time, trying to make as much progress as possible, at the same time reaching out to people who I know will be able to help me. In my experience, I have found that there really is abundance in the world, and anything that I might want, there is really a lot more of it. So when I do get rid of these things from my life that I don't want, the effect on my life is nothing but positive. I'm definitely not the person who came here. I'm more relaxed, less stressed, and definitely happier.